Hi, welcome to this week's vlog as they say. This is part of my normal regular blog. I thought when I reached 170,000 readers on the blog from Hocus Pocus I should probably start adding a bit of video. So that's what we're going to do. Each week I hope to include a little bit of video for you and introduce some characters along the way that I meet, have a few interviews. I'm going to talk about this week about one effect that I just absolutely love. It's called Probe. It's by Sean Taylor, and you can get this from Hocus Pocus. Here it is right here. What I like about this is I've performed it many times. In fact, this is what I take with me everywhere I go. It's great for strolling. You can actually do it for kids. It's a great kids effect if you do walkabout mentalism for kids. You can get extra cards which Sean supplies, or you can get from Hocus Pocus, of course. This does come from Hocus Pocus. You can get it from there. And if you're doing, and not just kids but adults as well, but you can get extra cards. And I believe the latest thing is, if I'm not wrong here, is they're making up some cards with like a Visa card, credit, different credit cards, driver's license and so on, so that you can actually take the cards out of your wallet and hand it to a spectator. So let's look at the effect. I won't expose the gimmick. It's an incredible piece of machinery, this. I feel like James Bond every time I wear it. But basically the effect is that you show some ESP cards, the square, the circle, the wavy lines, the plus and the star, and then the spectator can hand them, take them, mix them up. They can put one face down in their hands like this. You come over and you're able to tell them exactly what it is they've got. Of course, I wouldn't perform it just like that, otherwise it's just a magic trick. You want to take it to a different level, and what I suggest you do, and what I do, is do some cold reading. So you give somebody a cold reading about the star, if they have desires to be fame and fortune, and so they'll be holding the star. But whatever, you can come up with some pretty simple cold reading. So that's these are the specially made cards to make this automatic. It's an extremely easy thing to do. I'll tell you a true story. When I flew back to New Zealand, I was looking at having an agency represent me for both Australia and New Zealand, and I came across one agent, went in for the meeting. There were 5 ladies present, and went out of the room while they each placed a card. I came back in and I was able to give them each a cold reading and tell them exactly what card they had. And that one thing alone, this one thing alone, has got me some pretty incredible bookings, not just in Australia and New Zealand, but all over the world with this one agency. So that's how powerful this is. Whenever I go in for a job interview for a gig, this is the only thing I take in. It's the Probe Rhinse Sense. This is actually version 4. You get the cards, you get the gimmick. As I said, I won't expose it, but it's extremely well made. And you get the DVD that comes with it, which has a whole lot of extra ideas and things you can do with it. So it's fantastic. This is highly, highly recommended. Absolutely love this. Again, if you look on the Hocus Pocus website, you can see different sorts of cards they now supply. For kids, for example, you can get little drawings, which are great for walkabout or performing for kids. Adults love the ESP cards. My favourite, of course, will be when they put it out, the cards that come out of your wallet, like a driver's license and so on. So that's the effect Probe Sense. I wanted to share that with you. Each week I'll try and share one of my favourite effects with you. This is the one for this week. It's absolutely brilliant. You can't go wrong, 100%. So what else have we got on the books for today? Well, just a reminder, I do have a convention appearance coming up at the end of the month. Sadly, I've had to take a few out of my schedule for August. I was going to work at the Magic Castle and another convention. I've had to put that aside because I have some very important news happening, which I'll share with you later on as time progresses, and it'll probably happen in August. So it's a shame I had to take those out of my schedule. But at the end of this month in Vancouver, I will have an appearance at the combined Canadian Magicians Association convention and the PCAM. There, for the first time ever, they're putting the 2 conventions together. So that's going to be really exciting. You can check out my blog, which you're checking out. I guess you're looking at. I put the dates and the schedule and so on. So it's going to be really cool. At the end of the month, I think it's 28th of July to the 31st of July, the association's putting on this incredible convention. Some really, really good names. I'm looking forward to Eric Buss performing and giving a lecture, because that's going to be really good. And I'll have my products, and I'll be performing my Chaplain act as well. So what have I been up to? Well, pretty busy. I'm going to give you right now a little sneak preview of something I've been busy filming and performing for a long time. I had a show called Mind Gambler, which is a mentalism show, and I had some pieces especially written for me and designed, and we're releasing one of those now. This one was by a great mentalist and magician, Harry Monk, and Harry's let me release this, so it's going to be out very shortly. But a little sneak preview. It'll be out in about a month, I guess, but I've just finished wrapping up the filming. So here's a bit of a sneak preview of The Notion. So there it is. That's a sneak preview of the Notion. It'll be you'll see it in all the magic shops in about a month's time. It'll be all around the world. So let's just wrap up here and show you a couple of things I've been working on. Other things. First of all, there's Winning Numbers. This is what I call the Pro Series. Now the Pro Series is going to be a group of booklets or books that are aimed, each one is aimed at a specific effect. For example, the first one is Winning Numbers, which is a stand-up mentalism routine that I've been performing for years. And it's full of photographs, and it shows you step by step how to put it all together and how to perform the effect with instructions. So that's the booklet called Winning Numbers. It's out now from all magic shops and available, of course, from Hocus Pocus. Winning Numbers. Also, there's going to be an ongoing series that I'm doing with some well-known magicians, as well as doing my own books. I've got some others here that are ready to go. But these are going to be slowly released. Every 4 weeks we'll be releasing a new book. So we're looking at Colour Change Hanky, Build to Can, 6-card repeat, and some really good ones. I think the next one I'm going to share with you will be Multiplying Bottles. So that'll be out very shortly. Finally, before I go, I've had this has done really well recently, and this is my book test, and I've got it right here. This is the book test, which is first of all there's the book How to Tell Anyone's Personality by the way they laugh and speak. And this is actually more than just a book test. This is actually a real book. Now, when I perform my mentalism shows, I have a theme, and the theme is to be able to do cold readings and tell people what they're thinking. And my own theme is how to tell anyone's personality by the way they laugh and speak. So it makes for a really humorous presentation as a mentalist, which is good. Otherwise, it gets pretty boring, I would think. So first of all, you can make people laugh, and by making them laugh in your show, you can actually give them readings. And this is actually a real book that I wrote with my friend Ken Ring. And it looks at how to give cold readings, if you like, just by the way people laugh and speak. And you can actually do this over the phone as well, which is great. We sold this to various marketing companies, real estates and so on. The concept of being able to give cold readings or know what a person is thinking over the phone. So it's a very good book. So this is actually a real book. But it's also got a couple of secret things in it that enable you to use this as cold reading. So when I do my presentations, obviously I talk about the book, and I talk about how I can tell what people are thinking and what's going on in their mind just by the way they laugh and speak. So this book has a couple of secret things in it that enable me to do cold reading. So I use this in the show. I also sell this at the end of the show. It's a back of room sales book. So that's that. But it also comes with a couple of other books. This is a book called Laughing in the Workplace Joke Book. And it's a real joke book that I wrote. And it contains a lot of jokes. It also works in conjunction with this. And for example, I'll give you one. There's about 5 or 6 different things you can do with it. And actually, there's 7 different routines you can do with it. It's a 12-minute routine within itself, the book test. But it all makes sense because, of course, you actually got a real book you're using, and you can show and talk about and so on. So it's a great tool to add to your mentalism show. I have a crib on the back of the book, for example, so every first word on this page, there's the crib there. But I use this book a lot in my show to tell jokes and make people laugh. So I've got some good jokes in here that I use. And so this has also enabled you to do quite a lot of other things, and it comes with the instruction book, which has 7 different routines and things in it, including a great idea by Andrew Gerard, whereby you have like 5 or 6 people on stage, or you throw this book out into the audience, 5 or 6 people look at different words, you have a huge prediction at the end of the show, you reveal a prediction, and it's the words they've thought of. It's a great routine and a real killer ending to any show. So I wanted to share that with you just very quickly. That is it there. It's 3 books, again, available from Hocus Pocus. 3 books, pretty thick books. This one is about 220 pages. This is, I think, 300 and something pages. This one is 330 pages. And then the instruction book, about 30-40 pages. So you've got a great book test there. That's a very limited edition. Once it's gone, it's gone. We're putting no more out after this. This book will be available just by itself eventually, but right now the book test itself, if you want to put something completely different into your show and get a 12-minute book test for your act, then this is it. So you can check it out at Hocus Pocus. And that's about it. So that's the first vlog for this week. Who comes up with these names? Come back each week. Hopefully next week I'll have an interview with a couple of magicians, and we'll do that week after week, and I'm going to do some interviews at the convention coming up here in so take care, see you next week.